very big games. There's a MEAC and SWAC challenge between South Carolina State and Jackson State. I'm here to tell y'all right now, I think Jackson State's going to be heavy favorites, right? And I think they're going to be heavy favorites because Jackson State just got ranked in the top 25 poll, CBS FCS, right? The coaches poll. They were ranked top 25. South Carolina State was not ranked. Betting terms would say that Jackson State is going to be the favorite coming into this game, right? Just because given their ranking and what people think about them going into the season. But college football fans, we know what Jackson State has lost. We understand that South Carolina State has one of the best defensive fronts in HBCU football. And they're going up against a Jackson State O-line that has traditionally struggled in the past 2 or 3 years, even with Coach Prime. Can they fix this offensive line problem right before the season or in week 1 against South Carolina State? I don't think so. I don't think it's figured out that fast. I think the underdog, South Carolina State, take this game. As much as I want to believe Jackson State can just beat South Carolina State, you can't just out-talent folks anymore, and it's not going to come together in one day. It's truly not for Jackson State. I think it's going to take time. And look, the offense, you may have a couple splash plays, but up front, if you can't run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, you're going to lose the game. And with Jablonski Green and Patrick Goebel back there for South Carolina State, I think they're going to give issues to South Carolina State O-line. And it's going to stop the run game. It's going to lead to consistency issues from the quarterback at Jackson State. Whoever the quarterback is going to be, whether it's Jason Brown, Zy McDonald, whoever it's going to be, these guys are studs you're going against. Guys that I think are great NFL prospects. So that's number 1 on upset list, okay, upset watch. Bowie State at Delaware State is another watch for upset alert. Now, with this Bowie State and Delaware State game, what's most interesting is the fact that I think Bowie State will probably go in this game like they have nothing to lose. They should have won the game last year. Super close. They should have won the game last year. Coach Milstead probably will admit to you right now, Coach Rob Milstead will probably admit to you right now, they snuck out of that game. Well, I'm here to tell you that I think Bowie State might come even harder this year. Pause. I'm going to keep it a buck. Coach Kyle Jackson is still looking for a signature win. He didn't get a signature win last year. They went like 6-4. The losses to Virginia Union and the loss to Chowan really hurt. He's looking for a signature win. If he could sneak Delaware State in week 1, he would do it. So, doesn't mean it can't happen. But I do think Bowie State's going to give them their best shot. Bowie State's problem last year was their defense, right? Their defense just wasn't the same Bowie State defense that we saw from head coach Damon Wilson. It wasn't. They didn't stop much. And a lot of their losses were because the defense, honestly, couldn't get stops at critical times. They allowed way too many points last year. So I think that this game, honestly, could be a shootout. I think Bowie State and Delaware State just shoot it out on week 1 of college football. We get to see a Division II team go toe-to-toe with a Division I team, and not only go toe-to-toe with them, go touchdown for touchdown with them. I think this game gets up there and score. Both of these teams could put it up. They have good offenses. If you look at Delaware State, they're all about their offense. C.J. Henry at quarterback. You have Marquise Gillis at running back. You got my boy, get his name right, Rakeem Smith at wide receiver. Great wide receiver. They have a lot of solid young players and a great young core. I think it may lead to problems throughout the season and growing pains. But in week 1, Delaware State's defense ain't good. Bowie State's defense ain't good. Bowie State returns some preseason all-conference wide receivers. Delaware State returns a preseason all-conference running back. Both teams favor their offenses, and I think that will lead to a big shootout game. Now, lastly, we got Virginia State and Norfolk State. I think this is like the battle like Little State or something like that, or somebody gets called Little State. So, look, I don't want to be in this beef. One thing I know, I'm not going to get in between no beef. All right, I'm not stopping no fights. I'm not getting between nothing. Y'all do that. But Virginia State, Norfolk State. Now, this is a wobbler. I've told y'all before about wobblers. This is the definition of a wobbler. Both of these teams added 40 players this past signing period. 40 players. Virginia State, in fact, has 25 graduate student players on their team today. Norfolk State just had a complete overhaul and brought in I think now it's 4 quarterbacks along with those other 40 players. Both teams do not have a quarterback. Jordan Davis of Virginia State, if I'm not mistaken, has graduated. He was a grad student last year. I don't know if he's going to grad student again, but he was a grad student last year. He should be out of here. So that means Virginia State doesn't have a quarterback. Norfolk State's quarterback, Otto Kuhns. Not sure if he's a guy. Cameron Sapp from Florida A&M is up there at Norfolk State right now. I'm not sure who's winning that quarterback battle, but I say that to say we don't know what we're going to get from either one of these teams. And add on top of that, this is a rivalry. Add on top of that, you got 2 veteran head coaches, Coach Henry Frazier III, and you got Coach Dawson Odoms. I don't know what we're going to get, but it could be upset. And when you have a Division I team playing a Division II team and we're going, I don't know what's going to happen, I think Virginia State will cover whatever points they have to in this game. If it's 21, if it's 17, they'll cover. We'll talk about it on Bet on Black, though. All right, so these are my upsets to watch, week 0 and week 1. And on my Thursday show, I'll give y'all upsets every week to watch. That's going to be our thing. We'll do our upsets, give y'all something to really look close at, and then we'll look at the numbers close to the week on Bet on Black on Fridays. All right, so after our upset watch, now we have Tennessee State. Well, actually, before I finish upset watch, let me make sure I got everything I want to get out, man. Everything I wanted to get out. Okay, so let me circle back to Jackson State, South Carolina State real quick. I hate when I finish shows and I'm like, I didn't say that note, though. The other thing about Jackson State, South Carolina State, I did talk about South Carolina State's defense, right? Their front 7. That's all I kind of talked about. The difference in this game is going to be Corey Fields. Corey Fields, quarterback at South Carolina State, has been named a starter. He's the guy. The difference in this game will be Corey Fields. If Corey Fields can find a rhythm, keep the South Carolina State offense on the field, driving down the field, it could get ugly. It could get ugly because Jackson State offense may start trying to force things. You don't want to do that. Last week, I had my hesitations on Corey Fields and what he can do in this new offense. Well, he'll be the difference maker in this game. If Corey Fields gets it going, if he can go for 200 passing yards, 230 passing yards, I think South Carolina State wins this game. Hands down. If he can go for 230, I think they win this game. So, Jackson State, man, it's going to be a big one. It doesn't count towards the conference play, but could be a trap game.